Meghan and Harry owe a lot of money, a really big amount. They might even have to leave their home in Montecito. Let me tell you exactly what happened. Tyler Perry told them, "Meghan and Harry, if you don't pay back the loan for your Montecito house in 30 days, I will have to go to court." This wasn't a secret or a made-up story. Tyler Perry actually said these words, and when he said them, everything changed. This is a big deal because it means Meghan Markle and Prince Harry could lose their house in Montecito. Not because of news stories or rumors, but because of the man who helped them when they first left the royal family. You need to know this: Tyler Perry is not poor. He is very rich, a billionaire. He owns his movie studios and everything he has created. So when a rich man like him says he will go to court, it's not a joke. It's the last thing he wants to do. People don't usually say these things publicly unless they have tried to talk privately many times and their calls were not answered and they got tired of waiting. So the surprising thing isn't that Tyler Perry spoke up. The real surprise is why he felt he had to. Let's go back to 2020 so you can understand better. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry suddenly left Canada. They were worried about their safety and didn't have a permanent home in the US. That's when Tyler Perry quietly helped them. He let them stay at his house in Beverly Hills and gave them security guards. At the time, everyone thought he was just being kind, a famous person helping a couple in need. But being kind doesn't explain what happened next. People say that his help didn't stop when they moved out. It turned into money, a lot of money. They say he gave them millions of dollars to help them buy their Montecito house, specifically for the down payment. This was all done in secret, without official papers, because they needed the money quickly. There were no contracts in the news, no public announcements, just trust. Tyler Perry, from what we hear, thought he was helping his friends get started. But here's the part no one wants to say. You don't lend millions of dollars to people who say they have enough money on their own. You lend millions to people who really need it. And when they stop paying you back, when they don't answer your messages, when they stop talking to you, and when you run out of patience, the friendship changes. This is where the story stops being friendly. People who know what's happening say the problem wasn't that there was a loan. The problem was that the payments got slower and then stopped completely. And when money stops moving, you find out what the friendship was really like. Tyler Perry didn't just get angry one day. He didn't change his mind overnight. He became quiet. His interviews changed. He didn't want to talk about helping them anymore. Many news reports say that he sent reminders that were ignored, his calls weren't returned, and he started to feel like Harry and Meghan were taking him for granted, not as a friend, but as someone they could always fall back on. This wasn't about being sad or hurt. This was about respect. Because when someone lends you millions of dollars without official papers, the least you can do is talk to them. And when that stops, the only thing left is to make them pay. That's how he went from being a helpful friend to someone who demands his money back, and then to the person willing to talk about it publicly. And here's the most important thing people keep missing. Tyler Perry didn't tell everyone their secrets when they were doing well. He spoke up when they ran out of money. This brings us to why it suddenly became hard for them to pay him back. Let's be real about this. Yes, Netflix signed Harry and Meghan. Yes, Spotify signed them. But getting a contract doesn't mean you have cash right away. Spotify's deal fell apart first. It was supposed to be a $20 million deal. It ended because they didn't make enough content. There were fights with bosses and people made fun of them. Bill Simmons didn't just hint at it, he openly called them grifters. Netflix kept them longer, but you could see problems. Their first TV show was popular, but new shows always get a lot of attention at first. Then fewer people watched. Their other projects didn't do well. Love Meghan barely got noticed. By 2025, some of their shows weren't even in the top 300 most watched. Here's the hard truth. Harry and Meghan's brand sold attention, not lasting value. And attention doesn't pay big debts for a long time. When the millions of dollars they expected didn't come, they quickly had to spend less. This is especially true when you have a $14 million house payment, hundreds of thousands of dollars in property taxes every year, full-time private security, staff to pay, and the cost of keeping up their public image. That's when repayment plans quietly fall apart. And that's when people who lent them money start watching each other closely. Here's the truth no one in Hollywood wanted to say out loud. After they left the royal family, there was no royal help, no money from the duchy, no secret security funding, no emergency money. King Charles stopped all financial support. Prince William stood with the royal family, and any good feelings people had for Harry and Meghan disappeared after their book, their interviews, and all the negative press they created. This is more important than people realize because when you attack the family you came from, you can't secretly ask them for money when your bills pile up. By 2024, Harry and Meghan were alone. No help from the palace, no quiet assistance, no one willing to step in behind the scenes. So when their Hollywood money started to shake, there was no one to stop their fall. This means when Tyler Perry asked for his money back, there was nowhere else for them to look. No one to save them, no help coming, just deadlines. Let's be very clear about what Tyler Perry's warning really means. Going to court isn't about feelings. Court is about finding out the truth. That means bank records, loan agreements, emails, text messages, tax forms, and what they own. And here's the part that should make anyone scared. If one private loan goes to court, all their other private loans will also come out. Every handshake deal, every short-term help, every promise tied to future projects. This isn't just about one house. This is about whether their whole story of being independent can stand up to being looked at closely. Because once the court starts looking, there's no changing the story, no public relations tricks, no choosing what to keep secret. And the Montecito house, it becomes proof, something that can be taken, a $20 million house under a big question mark. That's why this isn't just a threat of a lawsuit. It's a threat to their entire story. Notice what hasn't happened. They haven't said it's not true, no clear statement, no papers released to stop this talk, just silence. And when there are money problems, silence doesn't mean confidence. It means they are planning something. People close to the situation say they're quickly looking at what they own, jewelry, things they inherited, money from old projects, things they could sell. Because when cash is low and court is coming, having money you can use right away becomes key to survival. Meanwhile, Hollywood is watching. Other people who might have lent them money are watching, because if Tyler Perry is willing to speak publicly, no one else wants to be the last one quietly waiting. This is how big money problems start. One person breaks the silence, the rest follow. Now we go from their personal money to problems with their charity. Because the moment their charity, Archwell, started having problems, everything else followed. According to official papers and reports, their expenses grew past $5 million. Donations dropped to about $2 million. Staff were fired. The IRS started paying closer attention. Notices about being late on payments came out before they were fixed. But fixing them doesn't mean they are forgotten. Audits don't care about their brand. They care about numbers. And insiders say that it was unclear what money was for their personal life, what was for the charity, and how they used their property. When auditors start looking, bank accounts freeze. When accounts freeze, lenders get scared. That's not just guessing, that's how money works. And once Archwell's money flow slowed down, everything else started to fall apart. Money from streaming didn't do as well as expected. The charity struggled. Private lenders waited. The silence got louder. So when Tyler Perry finally spoke publicly, it wasn't random. It was about the right time. Because when money runs out everywhere at once, someone always speaks first. And once one lender steps forward, others start thinking about their own money. The Montecito house still looks peaceful from the outside. The flowers still bloom. The ocean still shines. The gates still close behind fancy cars. But houses don't care about how they look. They remember numbers. Every unpaid dollar is like a mark on the walls. Every favor that turned into a debt stays in the quiet. Every ignored reminder sounds louder at night. This house was supposed to mean freedom. Instead, it became proof that freedom was borrowed, and things that are borrowed always come with rules. Tyler Perry didn't ruin a dream. He showed how much that dream cost. Because being independent with borrowed money isn't true independence, it's just putting off the problem. And putting off problems always ends the same way, with having to face the consequences. The clock is ticking. The lenders are watching. And whether this ends up in court, with forced sales, or with secret agreements, one thing is already clear. The Montecito house was never the start of their freedom. It was the bill. And this story isn't over, it's just stopped pretending.